Okay, mic check 1 2. Happy Big Friday. Let's go, baby. We are live. It's 11/14/2025. What time is it right now? I don't even know. What, 3:18? I'm a little late, but guess what? I do apologize. I got an ice cold C4. I waited to open it for you guys. Okay, so here we go. There it is. Cheers, skeletons of the dark, unite. Let's bring it in, live feed. Come on in and say hi to me. Live feed, live stream. And let's talk some weightlifting, baby. First sip is always the best. So, what is this picture of, by the way? Not the thumbnail. That's Donnie Schenkel doing some push presses. But the picture on your YouTube right now, if you're listening. Anybody know on the live stream? Jump on the chat. You know what this is? I mean, you can see it. Have you seen the video? If you've seen the video, you know what this is. I can't tell, by the way, from the live feed, if you could see Spencer Mormon's feet. In the video, you can. I don't know how much it cuts off with the crop. But Spencer Mormon is barefoot. This is 161 kilos barefoot. And then you can see Donnie starting to run out of the gym because he can't believe it. Nobody could. Spencer Mormon stands up, slams the bar. I think I did a screen share on this a few months ago. If you just scroll down on the channel there. I need to do this screen shares again. Those are fun. He's barefoot. I remember seeing this. Let's go. Welcome to the chat here. DNIJHAHS Sahar. Thank you. And who's this? Hawk? Is this Andrew with the heart? Thanks for jumping on. 161 kilos. Donnie couldn't believe it. He ran out of the gym. We were going crazy. Penlay was laughing. Spitz was going, what's going on? You could see in the very end of the video, my hands kind of pop up. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, by the way, this whole session here is, what's it called here? Really good, by the way. Friday afternoon training, Cal Strength, 14 years ago. There's clips of this snatch, which are great, but the actual full session is awesome. It's epic. So get to Cal Strength and watch that. Well, we have a lot to talk about. First of all, after training, I went to Taco Bell and purchased $40 of food between me and my wife. Now, my wife, I just got her a meal. I think it was like $11, $12. Like a good husband. Got her a meal. I'm not going to come home with Taco Bell and not have any for my wife. So I got some husband points there. So I'm bad at math. What is that? Let's just say it's 10, so it's easier. So $30 of the food was for me. I had like 20 tacos. I mean, it was just a table of food. And I just ate. I mean, how many calories did I take in? I don't know, 6,000, 7,000? I mean, I literally had close to 20 tacos. Babe, how many tacos did I have? It was $30 worth of Taco Bell. It was fantastic. It reminded me of these times at California Strength. We'd train so hard and we go eat Taco Bell. It was a big one. And Coach would he would buy like 50 tacos. They actually hated us. I mean, the owner of the building loved us because we were giving them money, but when you go in and order 50 tacos, you know, you're like, oh, man. And so we'd sit around, and Coach was known for the sauce. He just put so much sauce on the taco. We just eat, go back, smoke a cigarette, take a 30-minute nap, and do it all over. And that's the point I want to talk about is, you know, I made a big boo-boo. Is I went into this session on Big Friday hungry. I didn't eat enough. I thought I was okay. I ate a pretty good breakfast. I got in the gym a little later than I wanted. My wife was working from home today for Nike, and she had some stuff to do. I was coaching and doing my thing, and so I'm like, all right, went to the gym. So there was just too much of a gap between breakfast and training. The training was fine. I went 122. I posted the video on my Instagram, at Attitude Nation. 145, which 145 is a recline PR. So very happy with the clean and jerk. And I got a lot of good work in with the CJ. I took smaller jumps. Hey, thank you. One of the best expressions ever from Schenkel was that Ardeen 1521. Yeah, classic Donnie. You know, because Donnie's usually pretty stoic. And so it's really cool to see him, you know, have some fun. And kind of, in a sense, kind of be silly like this. It's kind of cool to see. When Donnie was running out of the gym and, talking smack and smiling and having some fun, it was always good. It made everybody in the gym kind of take a breath, and we were able to kind of, train hard, but also, when Donnie was happy, we were happy. Him being the team captain. You never really knew with Coach Penley because he was always in the same type of zone. There was not a ton of up and down with Glenn. It was just the same. He would sit in the chair. He'd stare at you. He'd have that great laugh. He'd get upset. He'd give you the look. Some days he was more quiet. Some days he was really talkative. But it was always kind of the same zone with Coach Penley. And, he was always just happy because if Coach Penley was coaching weightlifting, he was happy. That's where he wanted to be. He would always say, if I won the lottery, I'd be doing the same exact thing I'm doing right now. Sitting in this chair, coaching weightlifting. But Donnie being the team captain, it's like, that's really what we looked for as far as the mood setter. If you ever watch a Cal Strength video where there's music, well, that's 1,000% up to Donnie. Nobody ever touched the music. Most of the times we listened to no music. Will Hawkinson, let's go, baby. It was just kind of like, the music of weightlifting, the sound of weightlifting. But if Donnie wanted music, he played music. Sometimes it was Braveheart. Sometimes it was The Last of the Mohicans. And then, as you guys know, sometimes he would just put on some EDM music, some techno. And he did love, who do we jam out to a lot? Lady Gaga. He liked Lady Gaga. But it was the mood was up to Donnie, the team captain. There were some sessions where throughout the day, Donnie was stoic. Train hard, grunting, go outside, have a smoke, didn't say a word, came back in, trained from sun up to sundown with hardly any words spoken. So we never spoke. Nobody spoke. It was like one of these sessions where it was just quiet all day. Just digging in the dirt for gold. Depositing in the sweat bank. And then there's days where it was a little more fun and Donnie would be telling stories and be a little more vocal. And so then we were more vocal and spoke up and yelled and things like that. So my point is that having a team captain in the gym is key in order to set that mood, right? Because when the moods start headbutting each other, that's when you're not together as a team. And you have to lay your sword down. It's like when the famous video where I say Donnie Schenkel just took my green. I wasn't even done with it. He didn't even ask. But when you're Donnie Schenkel, you can do that. You could just walk up and take people's kilo plates. Nobody's going to say anything, right? It's like when you go to Cal Strength, you can't go train at the end platform. That's where Donnie's platform was. Like, I'll never forget the day where I was invited to train with Donnie on that platform. It was a really important day for me. You can't just go train with Donnie Schenkel at Cal Strength, even if you're on the team. It's ridiculous. For the longest time, Donnie trained by himself on that platform until he told Glenn that he wants me there snatching. There was many sessions, by the way, where I wasn't even allowed to clean and jerk with Donnie because I held him back. Donnie was selfish. He was a one-trick pony. I was on the phone with Andrew Wozniak. We were talking about these senior lifters. It really comes down to how bad do you want it? That's what it comes down to. How bad do you want it? If you really want it that bad, you're going to do anything you can to train all day and just to have enough money to recover in food. That's it. That's all you'll do. You're not thinking about job, career. You're not thinking about comfort. You're just thinking about how can I train all day. I talk about this all the time, so I won't beat a dead horse. But that was Donnie Schenkel. He would do anything he could. And he says it all the time, I'm going to use John North to better my snatch, to push me in the snatch. But John North doesn't push me in the clean and jerk that much, so get off my platform. You don't think he'd say that out loud? Do you remember that one time I touched Donnie? I told the story where I patted him on the back and I said, nice work. He looked at me and said, you ever touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. You think this is a joke, listener. This man, hence why he has the GOAT resume. If you were in his way to be Olympian, he would kill you. He would kill you and walk right through you. This is the harsh reality of high-level weightlifting. It's a dog-eat-dog world, man. This is what I talk about by having grit, tough skin, being around people that are not weak-minded. Spencer Mormon snatching 161 kilos barefoot. You think he gives a... This is why he broke all the American records. That's why Spencer Mormon is champion. Do you think it's that he's athletically gifted by God? Yes, that's a part of it, but it's mostly because of his mindset. He went into California Strength, looked at Spitz and looked at Penley and said, I'll do whatever you say, let's go. He listened to Donnie. He respected Donnie as the team captain. And see, that's the thing. You lay your sword down to the team captain. You lay your sword down to who? Who else? To coach. You take your own personal beliefs and you kill them. You slaughter them. You take your own personal comfort and you kill it. If you commit to coach and you commit to the program and you commit to the team captain and you commit to the process and you commit to the lifestyle, to the horrible lifestyle of an elite level weightlifter, you will be champion. Even if you're a master's lifter listening right now and you want to win worlds, or you want to win worlds again, or you want to break those records, whatever it may be, kill yourself to, I don't want to say that, someone's going to crop that out. Kill yourself to your own comfort. Let me take a sip of C4. So I'm training. I get done. I go, okay, Penley 5. I don't want a max effort in the back squat. I want a Penley 5 new PR. I'm going to go after 175. Tim Walker motivated me. I saw Tim Walker's video. I said, let's go. I started squatting. Oh, by the way, in the CJ, I was saying I got some good volume in. 137, 143, 145. 3 pretty heavy CJs with some small jumps. I really, really was happy with that. But I got lightheaded in the squats. I got dizzy. And then I started to get extremely hungry. Whoa, guys. Learn from my mistake. I had no food on me. I had no Snicker bar. I had no sugar. I'm looking around going, dang it. I got caught by the comfort bug. I didn't eat enough. I waited too long to eat between the gap of breakfast and training. I didn't even bring a snack. So what do? I go to Taco Bell. I hit $30 worth of food. I feel sick. I feel sick to my stomach. I eat so much Taco Bell, I feel sick. I still feel sick. Now, what's the difference between me now and me back then? You ready? You ready for the difference? Anybody on the chat knows the difference between right now? What would I be doing differently back then to right now? Well, I'd let the food digest. We'd take a 30-minute nap at Cal Strength. Probably hit 3-4 cigarettes. And then what? Do it all over. And when you do it all over, guess what happens? You feel like $1 million. Like, even as I talk to you right now, I'm feeling a little better. I'm feeling good. I got a lot of Taco Bell in me. I got a few Diet Cokes in me. I'm drinking this C4 right now. I'm talking to you guys on the podcast. I'm like, let's go. Oh, put my shoes on. I don't care. I'm 39, almost 40. Let's do it again. That's the only difference between now and back then, is that I'd do it again and then go eat and then do it again and then go eat and then do it again and then go eat and then do it again and then go eat. And this is what we did all day. And then do it again and go eat. Just train, eat, cigarette, sleep, train, eat, cigarette, sleep, train, eat, cigarette, sleep, train, eat, cigarette, sleep, train, eat, cigarette, sleep. $10 years. Train, eat, cigarette, sleep, train, eat, cigarette, sleep, train, eat, cigarette, sleep. That's why when people tell me they're on a cycle, it cracks me up. Oh, I'm on a new cycle. I'm on a new cycle. I'm on a cycle. we just got done with the meet. Just gearing up. Today's day one of the new cycle. What? What did you just say to me? I just look at him. What? Excuse me? We're there's a new cycle. It's week 2 of the new cycle. Oh. You're on a cycle? Yeah, cycle. So you can't. We're training together. And you can't go up any heavier. You can't do an extra squat session with me. You're visiting me. You came to train with me for the day. You can't squat with me. You can't go up a little heavier in the back. You can't snatch. You can't go above 70%. You can't snatch and clean jerk in the same day? No. I don't think you understand, John. This is week 3 of our new cycle. This is my cycle. Okay. So what about what? All right, Timothy. What, sorry, Tim Walker. I didn't mean to use Timothy. Jeff. I'll use Jeff in Alaska. Old school podcasters know Jeff in Alaska. Even though, by the way, Jeff in Alaska is Attitude Nation, by the way. I don't even need to. Okay, Bob. So, Bob, what about your cycle is not allowing you to squat more with me? What about your cycle is not allowing you to get an extra snatch workout in? So, wait, hold on. So let's break this down real quick. You're telling me that if you trust the cycle, or if you do the cycle 100%, you're going to be victorious. So that's how life works? If I just stick to the cycle, if I stick to the plan, I'm just going to be great? I didn't know that. I didn't get that memo. So you're telling me that doing more is wrong. Doing more is bad. On top of the cycle. So you're telling me you would actually get in trouble if you went heavier than what coach wanted you to do. Okay. No, I'm just asking simple questions. It's just the world I don't know. So it's interesting. I just feel really good right now. Like I'm just feeling like my old self. None of it makes sense. You know how many people I've talked to that did this big cycle that went out and bombed out, or went out and went 2 for 6 and didn't have a good meet? See, just like last podcast, and let me tell you something too. You probably stuck to the cycle, and guess what? You had a great meet. But do you know how many meets I went in great shape, and I didn't do well, but meets I went in just completely just wrecked from death training, and coaches like, oh, by the way, we have a local meet tomorrow. These were the best ones, right? It's Thursday, or no, it's Friday. We're doing Max Out Friday. Let's go, fitness. Phenom, 21, my guy. Red Circle Mafia, Attitude Nation, salute, baby. Love you, brother. We're just training, we're training. Eat, smoke, repeat, sleep, nap, smoke, KFC, train. And then coach just looks up at us and's like, be here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with your singlets and your ID. Coach, what? Why? Why our ID? We're going to San Jose tomorrow. We have a weightlifting meet. Oh, okay. Okay. And then we go to that meet. We just crush it. We just break records, smash lifts, 5 for 6, 4 for 6, big lifts. Of course, I've never gone 6 for 6 in my life. I don't know what that is. Coach Penley always opened me too heavy. He always opened me too heavy. I know there's one guy that left the team, right? He went out to a meet, went 6 for 6. He's all happy about it. Same total as he was before, but he's all just raving everywhere. He went 6 for 6. Well, that's fine. Yeah, if you open up light enough and make lifts, great. What's your total? Will Hawkinson, what's your total? What is your total? Where is your hardware? And where is the progress in the 2 lifts combined? Could have went 6 for 6 a million different times. Coach opened me way too heavy because every single meet we went balls to the wall. We went balls to the wall every meet. Never held back. There was no such thing as a light day, and there's no such thing as a light competition. There's no such thing as a light week. The only light weeks I ever had in training were big national meets or international meets. So my point is that on the cycle, good, you could do good, or you could do really bad. Both happens. The point is that you're getting the mindset of less is more is the wrong mindset. The Penlay method, do the cycle, great, listen to your coach. But if you want to get an extra snatch session in, if you want to go heavier than the percentage, if you want to add more, if you want to do a double day, the answer should always be yes. This is the mindset that I preach and that I want people doing in every aspect of life. I'm not going against your coach. I'm not going against your work, your method, your philosophy, your training, whatever it is in life. Do it, and if you feel hot, go more. If you want to get in the gym again and do more, do it. If anybody tells you not to go back to the gym and say, don't go squat again, bull crap. This is the world we live today. We were monsters, man. So, I was telling Andrew, what was I saying? I got way off track. Oh, I was just telling Andrew. I'm like, it's the only difference. I could just go back and do it again. So my point is eat. Make sure you guys are eating. Stop being comfortable. Okay, get your food in. And I was telling Andrew on Zoom, because he wasn't on the phone with me, he was on Zoom. And I'm packing up my stuff, and I go, I got to admit, Andrew. You know what I said? I said, I forgot how tough this sport is. Listen to me, right? 3 weeks in. It's like 3 weeks into training. What is it, week 4 actually? 3 weeks, 4 weeks into training? It's like I forgot. Isn't that funny? Whoa! What? This is crazy, guys. Almost 21 years in the game, and you forget. You go on a few months of a running binge, and you clear your mind, and you go through some mental therapy that I went through lately with the passing of Coach Penlay and having some mental struggle. Came back to the sport, and it's like I almost forgot how tough it was. I forgot how uncomfortable it is to eat all the time. The interesting thing about weightlifting too, and maybe there's somebody that knows the science behind this, is you're never fucking hungry. Isn't that weird? What is that? What is that? You're not hungry that much. When you no, think about this. When you're really training, like I'm like, 4 weeks in now of zombie training every single day, heavy, constantly. I'm never hungry. No, okay, I got hungry at the squats. You're right. Sometimes I'm hungry, of course, but for the most part, I'm not really that. Like, you have to force yourself to eat a lot. And that's what gets you, is the athletes that don't force themselves to eat. They only eat when they're hungry, so they're not recovering. Donnie Schenkel says you got to eat. It's like your legs get twitchy. Coach Spitz would always say, come talk to us if your legs are twitching at night. We go talk to Coach Penlay and Spitz, and my legs are twitching all night. Okay. They'd write things down. They'd look at each other. Okay. Coach, I'm just not sleeping that well. Okay. All right, get your shoes on. It's a tough life, but really rewarding. You see lifts, big PRs, and people having fun, and I just love it. It is extremely rewarding. But in order to really feel the reward, you got to embrace the suck. And that's just the bottom line. But look at this video, right? Look at this picture. Donnie's running out. Spencer Mormon, 161 snatch. This is fun. This is exciting. And this is what we live for in the sport. and a monotony. Monotony. What was the word I used yesterday? Monotonous. Boy, I'm really spacing the title of the show yesterday. You got to have some fun. But it felt good. Went no straps today. 122 snatch. The gym atmosphere was okay. I didn't feel that into it today. I was a little lethargic. And, another thing that happened to me as I was warming up is I felt really, really nervous. My heart was really bumping fast. I felt like I was at a weightlifting meet. I think the more I podcast and I put myself out there, the more I turn the spotlight on me in my training and post and talk about it on the podcast, like I said, like the more I get nervous when I train, because I don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to let myself down. I really want to come through and put my money where my mouth is. I also know I'm a little scared, by the way. I'm a little scared because I know what's coming. I know it's coming. What is coming, you're asking? Nostalgia. Thank you, Andrew. Nostalgic. I know it's coming. What is coming? I know the top of the mountain where I have climbed up to on and off the last 5 years is upon me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little taken back how high up I am right now. I didn't think, 4 weeks in, I'd be at 125, 145 by now. I know after a few more weeks, I'll probably be at 130, 150. And I know that 145, 165 is probably just a few months away, and that's where I go to die. So I'm scared. What happens? What am I going to do when I get back to 45, 65? Am I going to walk back down the mountain to the parking lot, drive away and say, okay, ski season, see you next year. That was a great snow season. I'll see you guys next year on the chairlift. I'm going to go take some time off and do bodybuilding and go on some runs, and I'll be back. Or am I going to stay on the mountain and chip a kilo at a time until maybe we can get up to like 50, 70, 55, 75. And who knows? Project 229, was it, Andrew? 2229? Project 2029? Question mark? Could I get to 6090? So I think the pressure of that, the spotlight on, knowing my rhythm the last 5 years of climbing and, essentially quitting. Climbing, then quitting, and climbing, then quitting. Am I going to fall to the weakness of myself? Am I going to let the devil in the red dress whisper in my ear? Am I going to let the passing of Penlay mess with my brain again, where I kind of start to go a little crazy and I need a break? Is my insecurity going to come up and kill me? Are the haters going to get to me? Am I going to let my busy life schedule get the best of me? Am I going to let a few bad sessions and a few tough weeks get in my head with the whisper of, John, what are you trying to prove? Just focus on coaching full time. Come on. What are you trying to prove? You've already done this. What are you doing here still? It's almost like sometimes the sport gets in my head and it's like, what are you doing? And I listen to that. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm not going to listen to that anymore. F you. All of these things happen to all of us What are you going to do, listener? And what am I going to do, John, when we climb high? Because this is where lifters go to die, is when you have to chip out a kilo over the next 3 months. You know, it's exciting when you snatch 145 kilos. I've been there in the last 5 years. I mean, of course, back in the day, that was like, I was doing that for sets of 5 in the hang. But I digress. But, you know, over the past 5 years, when you snatch 145K, you're just like, oh my gosh, 2 reds, a green, and a comp collar. Let's go. It's huge. It's a huge lift. And then guess what happens? For the next month of training, you can't even snatch 40. See, that right there, if you're listening, if you've been in the game long enough, you know right there, that's the killer. 29029. My lovely wife is listening on the chat. Thank you, baby. 29029, the peak of Mount Everest. But that's the killer right there. A month of not being able to get that dopamine hit again. When you hit 45 or a big lift, you get a dopamine hit. I did it. I worked hard. It's been a journey. I climbed the mountain, huge comeback PR or just all-time PR. And then what happens? A month, 2 months of brutal training, coach in your ear, and you can't even snatch 38 again. You can't even snatch 138, 139. You haven't even touched 140. You clark it. You miss it behind. You're frustrated. And all of a sudden you get pissed. Wow, I hit 145 2 months ago. I can't even snatch 140 now? Screw coach. Screw this team. Screw this program. Screw the gym I go to. I need everything new. I need all new, because what are you doing? What are you doing when you say this? This is what happens all the time, by the way. 1 million times a year. Right? This is literally the definition of grass jumpers. It's a good thing to talk about. Because being able to relate with what I'm saying, and trust me, I'm talking to myself, is very important. We need to be transparent with each other. So they look for the dopamine hit again. Those big lifts, those big PR lifts, right? And that's where they chase it. They look all in the wrong ways. And this is why they end up multiple teams, multiple online teams. They start bouncing around. They're a leaf in the wind, and there's no loyalty. There's no mafia. There's no ride or die. You know how many lifters have had ride or die to the moon? You know, it's nothing I did. It's just the dopamine hit was not occurring. They entered a phase of dark training, which is part of the process, and then they vanish. And so this is what I have to tell myself as I climb. Once I get up to a 145, 165, I have to prepare myself. Even now, look, I went into it to Friday. I didn't hit a comeback snatch PR. I'm pretty happy with my 145 comeback, but I know that once I get high enough, there's going to be months of training. I'm not going to have any recline PRs. All that bull crap is going to fly away. Recline PR, or if you're new to the sport, all-time PR. You have to be willing to say, okay, new listener, new to the sport of listening, listen to me right now. Say this to yourself. I am willing to train for 3 straight months without getting a classic lift PR. That's the best advice I have for any weightlifter. You know, Zach Tallender, put a camera in my face at Nationals a few years ago. Give us some, one advice for, there's a YouTube video of it. I said, give some advice. I said, have fun. I should have said that. I should have said, understand that if you train for 3 straight months without a PR, you're going to be okay with it. Now, we talked about it last podcast. You can get PRs in so many different shapes and sizes. Hangs, triples, doubles, no hook, hook. belted squats, non-belted squats. You know, the Penlay method, one of the methods of the Penlay is every single week, get PRs where you can. So yes, you can always get PRs. You should be PRing every week. But make a promise to yourself, and I will make a promise to you, listening to myself, that if I go months without hitting a recline PR, I'm just going to keep attacking the gym every single day until I eventually hit that 160, 190. I'd also like to say something else. I don't think I should have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. And I'm not judging anybody at all. But I want to make it very clear because I do feel more committed than I ever have as an athlete right now in the last 5 or 6 years. I really feel like I could do 160, 190. I really feel like this time I'm going to really do this. I want to make a commitment to you. Or not a commitment's the wrong word. I want to make a promise to you, as God is my witness, that there will be no medicine. Does that make sense? I think there's a lot of people in my shoes right now that, now I'm still with you, saw it. I'm with you. I'm USA Weightlifting. Come test me anytime. I love the fact about that. You know, like I'm right here. And of course, I've always been clean in weightlifting. I was one of the most tested athletes in probably the history of the sport. The amount of times I've been tested would blow your mind away. You know, I remember that Reddit article that was so funny when they were testing me like crazy in 2019 when I came out of retirement and I was doing a few meets and I was training really hard and posting videos and doing a bunch of local meets and trying to get A-Session Nationals in 2019, which I did. A great year. Cool story. Coming off the cardiac arrest, coming back, you know, going through everything we did with my daughter's heart in 2019 and 2020. What a great 2 years there. And they were testing me. They're going, not just testing me at a meet. They're going to my house and testing me. Random drug tests as if I was on Team USA. And I took a picture, even though they don't like when I do that. And I posted it with them in my living room. And I said, wow, you saw it as just randomly testing this washed up, how old was I at the time? 35-year-old weightlifter. You know, that's not even A-Session Nationals, let alone Team USA. And then that picture went viral. It just went everywhere. It made this huge thread on reddit.com. And they were like, and I loved it because it was like, no disrespect, John. This is not a shot at John, but why the heck are taxpayer dollars going to testing a washed up, non-relevant, not even top 20 in the country weightlifter at his home? That's just a crazy story. They eventually stopped. I think I got tested at another in-person meet once after that, but you know, whatever. So I say this because I think there are lifters right now that are like older. They're pretty much retired from USA weightlifting. They're not competing, but they're lifting. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to do some stuff. And I don't really care who knows. Let's get strong. Let's go. I just want you to know I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So just want to make that really clear. Just very clear. And listen, I just want to be transparent. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to do it. So Not even the quote unquote simple stuff that some people do. I know there's some stuff that you can take that's questionable. Is it a steroid? Is it not? People debate. It's okay if he does it. It's okay if he doesn't. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. No, we're talking Taco Bell and protein powder. That's it. And if USADA wants to come test, because let me tell you something. When I'm 40 years old next year in January, and I'm popping off 145, 165, where I'm going 160, 190 eventually, there's going to be some talk. And what people like to do is they like to try to discredit the Penlay method, my mindset, my work ethic, the blood, sweat, and tears. Oh, he's not competing in USAW anymore, so, this 40-year-old masters lifter, there's no way he could go 150, 180. He's on the peptides or whatever those things are. Whatever. Not going to happen. Taco Bell, Diet Coke, and protein powder. Do you understand? I really want to make a point here. And I think maybe that's another reason why I was a little nervous training today. Is because I think you guys are invested in this, actually. Not to make it about me here. I think there's a lot of people kind of invested in okay. I think it's hard to be invested in me as an athlete right now because I climb and then I drop and I climb and I go away. And you're like, is he really this time going to put in a straight year of hard training to try to go 160, 190? Is it really going to happen this time, John? Are you really going to run a marathon, John, or are you just going to pull out again? I get it. You totally justified for you to think that. But I think that there is a certain part of you listening that's like, I kind of want to see what a 40-year-old master lifter that has no injuries, I want to see what he can do. Almost like a test subject. I want to see what he can do. Because I think it's going to motivate you. I think you're going to go, okay, I could push harder. Okay, these goals that I have written down that I've kind of maybe crossed off because I think they're too hard or too out of reach, maybe I can reach them. Maybe I can. And so I think we're all in this together. And it's one thing that's cool about the podcast, like the chat board here. Come on. Get more vocal with me. How's your training going? Post some lifts. Get involved with me here. I pretty much know everybody on this chat right here. We're in this together. And it's exciting. So, well, that's pretty much it, guys. It's Friday. The kids are home. My son has basketball practice soon. We got to get ready for the night. We're also going to celebrate, have a big celebration dinner tonight for my wife's promotion at work. She's climbing Nike, and I just can't be more proud of her. And I just love you so much, sweetheart. Congratulations. So we're having a big celebration dinner. So a lot to do. I got to get in the shower and get ready for a great family night. But I really wanted to get on here, guys, and just chat with you. So let's just do a real quick recap. You got to eat. I was transparent with you guys that I didn't eat enough before training. I got lightheaded with the squat, so I didn't even squat today. That's a problem, guys. Okay? That's a problem. If I'm going to sit here and tell you, hey, I'm going to go 160, 190 and reach the top of project 29029, I can't be missing squats, guys. Do you understand that this wouldn't be an option back in the day? You think I could just do you think I could look at Coach Penlay and just say, hey, Coach, I don't feel good. I'm kind of hungry. I'm not going to squat today. Do you think that was an option back in the day? Of course not. There was never, ever a day back in the muscle driver Cal Strength days that you didn't train and didn't squat. It just didn't exist. People didn't even get sick. No one gets sick. Nobody actually gets sick. Buck up. You're not sick. I'm sick. I don't feel good. I don't care how you feel. I got a wedding to go to. No, you don't. I got to go home for Christmas. No, you don't. Well, John's being pretty extreme right now. Well, don't tell me you want to go to the Olympics. Quit wasting my time. If you're really sick, you could still squat. You could still come into the gym and do some bar work and do some presses. That's what Glenn would have you do. Okay? There's maybe 2 times I can think of where somebody was really, really, really sick and they didn't train. But super rare. So guys, you got to hold me accountable. I can't just not squat. Now, I will wake up tomorrow morning and I will hit the gym and I will crush a 175 Pendlay times 5 and do the full Attitude Nation workout. But you guys have to hold me accountable. I never saw anybody on this chat tonight that said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, you had your Taco Bell. Are you really going to skip squats? You guys. Yeah, thank you, Rod. I appreciate that. Hey, Ardeen, thank you. No limits. But what you set. Let's go. Great point, Andrew. So let's hold each other accountable, okay? I'm going to wake up in the morning. We're going to squat hard. We're going to get after it, okay? You guys have to understand one last thing before we go. One last thing. You have to train your body how to train. Who's still with me here? Who got off thinking we were done? This is the biggest point of the night. Give me a quick chat real quick on the chat board. I want to see who's still with us. Do you understand that? You have to train your body how to train. One of Donnie's best quotes is, this was years ago, and we were sitting there on the deck we were talking about books. He's a big book guy. We were having a caravan. This was like 6-7 years ago. And he looks over at me. And he goes, you want to know one of the best advice I could give a weightlifter? Ardeen saying, here, thank you. I go, yes, please. He goes, you have to learn how to train. Andrew's saying, that's fascinating. What does he mean by that? Well, if I gave you a program, let's say I just took a random program, an Attitude Nation program, fitness is here, let's go, baby. And I said, here, do it. How do you train that? That's fascinating. You have to learn how to train, not technique. I'm not talking about technique. I'm talking about grinding that program until there's nothing left of that program. Attacking the drop sets, taking small jumps, doing multiple sets, doing multiple percentages for multiple sets. Let's say you have an 80% snatch. What is stopping you from doing 3 singles at 70%? What's stopping you from doing a double at 60% as you're working up? And then, of course, what's stopping you from just doing that workout again 2 hours later? What's stopping you from getting an extra squat? And this is what Donnie's talking about. And then not only this, but doing it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Oh, so when Donnie looks over at me, and we're talking about Dune the book, and he takes a big drag of the smoke, and Donnie's just rugged, right? He looks off into the distance, and he's thinking, and he looks over at me. Brother, you know what these weightlifters need to learn? What is it, Donnie? They need to learn. They need to learn how to train. That is powerful. That is powerful. I think that's my big message of the whole podcast the last 20 years. I didn't know. Don't sit here. I'm not taking credit for anything. What are you looking at me for, viewer? John Brown, I see you, baby. I love you to death. I was actually just talking about you the other day. I saw you in the few of the MASH Mafia videos. Good to hear from you as well, brother. Thanks for jumping on the chat. Come on, John Brown. You're bringing back memory. You're going to make me start crying. Hit me on the DM on Instagram. I want to talk to you. I want to see how everything's going. How's the arm wrestling? We got a professional arm wrestler here, baby. What was I just going to say? Last thing. I know we got to go. We got to go. But I was going to say one more thing. Oh, why are you guys looking at me? Everything I'm talking about on this podcast the last 15 years or so has been given to me. Do you think I came in? Do you think I met Donnie with this understanding? Do you think I met Donnie with this information and this mindset? Do you think I met Glenn and Spitz and everybody? You think I met Jackie Ma and Paul Doherty and everybody that's influenced me in weightlifting? You think I came in knowing this? You think I invented this? You think I pulled this out of thin air? Everything I am telling you has been given to me. And not just given, but then felt with my own hands. I'm giving it to you. And this is why some people, John's petty, John's ranting, John shouldn't mention names of past people. It's because I really effing care. And I'll lose my voice trying to get it across to these athletes and these people and you listening so you can become better and I can become better and we can continue spreading this amazing knowledge that was given to me and passed on to you, and then you apply it and then you give it to other people. It's the pay it forward philosophy. Well, we'll end it with that one, Andrew. You will be checking on me, and we will squat. God bless. Have a great night, everybody. Happy Big Friday. We'll see you back tomorrow for another podcast. Let's train hard. Love you guys. Salute.